So, we are going to talk about editing portraits. Specifically, we are going to talk about retouching. Now, you're always going to want to talk to your subject and make sure that they are okay with you retouching. Not everybody is, so that's okay. I'm going to talk to you about Photoshop first, then Pixlr. In Photoshop, we're going to talk about a couple of different tools. First, we're going to talk about the spot healing brush tool. Now, this is a really powerful tool, and it is used to heal specific spots. So basically what it does is you will press on an area that is irregular. Usually people will use it for pimples or anything that kind of stands out, and it'll just kind of magically refinish it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make my brush so that this one little blemish is inside, and I'm going to press and it heals it, which is great. For the newest Photoshop, it's going to give you some options for your spot healing brush. Proximity match is going to be the best one. With content aware and create texture, it kind of tends to actually make the spot look a little bit worse. So that's what I'm going to recommend. I'm going to show you that again one more time right over here with this little bump on my nose. Okay, all better. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is the patch tool. The patch tool is great. So basically, you will draw around an area that you want to hide. So something that's like more irregular shaped wouldn't fit neatly for the spot healing brush tool. And then what you're going to do is once you have circled your area, you're going to drag your cursor to an area that you kind of want to mimic. So I'm going to show you. And now, before I say this, eye bags are normal and natural and part of the human face. However, sometimes teachers are very tired and we want to look a little bit more refreshed. So for this case, I'm going to highlight my little eye bag and I'm going to pull from a smoother area of my face. So I'm just going to drag that down. And then it has done a decent job of smoothing over my little eye bags. So I'm just going to do it one more time. And again, it is really important that you have consent from your subject before you do any sort of retouching. And I'm just going to duplicate this on the other side. And I'm just going to pull from a smoother area of my face. And then there we go. Look at that. It looks like I got some sleep. All right. Now, another tool that we're going to talk about is the blur tool. You can also, the opposite of that is the sharpen tool. So we're going to go ahead and grab the blur tool. This is used a lot of times for skin or for faces. I'm going to make my brush a little bigger. You can change the strength as well. And I'm just going to kind of like lightly go over some areas on my skin and just kind of smooth that texture out. Winter dryness is real, y'all. It is. All right, and it's very subtle what's happening. If I wanted to make it crazy strong, you can see the difference. And again, this is all up to you, but I just wanted to teach you these tools so that you have them available to you because these are traditional methods that are used by portrait photographers to kind of enhance their subject and, you know, make people happier. Okay, so here we are all smoothed out, and I'm going to show you some other options that you can use in Pixlr. Okay, so here we are in Pixlr. I'm gonna make this full screen. All right, so Pixlr doesn't quite have the exact same options as Photoshop. It does have the heal tool, which is really similar to the spot healing brush. All right, so we're gonna do that again with my nose. We're just going to make the brush size a little bigger. Okay, that kind of fits neatly in there. There we go, that's taken care of. And get these little areas of unevenness. Excellent. Now, Pixlr does not have a patch tool the way Photoshop does, okay? It does, however, have this clone tool. All right, it works kind of similarly. Photoshop has a clone tool as well. You can't really use it super well on a Chromebook, so pixlr is great. So you have two different things. You're going to select source pixels, and then you're going to paint over it. So I'm just going to demonstrate that for you. My goal right now, I'm going to get rid of these little eye bags. So we're going to make my brush a better size. We're going to make the softness 100% soft. And I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't make it soft first. And let's make that brush a little smaller. Okay, for some reason, there we go. All right, so you're going to grab source first. So I'm going to use the smooth area under my eyes as the source. And then it automatically switches to paint. And you'll see it pulled from those lower pixels and allowed me to smooth that out. But that doesn't look very good. You can see it's like bubbling up over here. And what I should do instead is I should have my softness at 100% so my edges look very soft and natural. And I'm going to zoom in as I'm doing this so that way I can see what I'm working on a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to source. I'm going to use this area as my source, and then it automatically flips to paint. And now I'm just going to go, boom, all healed.